Hey everyone, welcome back to Earth in Focus. Today, Sara and I are diving deep into a topic that keeps me up at night: ecological disturbances caused by global warming.
It's not just about melting ice caps anymore. We're talking about very fabric of ecosystems unraveling, the intricate web of life that sustains us all.
Exactly. And for today, we're focusing on one specific aspect: the way rising temperatures and extreme weathers are disrupting the delicate balance of predator prey relationships. It's a foundational part of how ecosystems work.
It's a domino effect, right? If one species is affected, it impacts everything else, creating cascade of consequences. Take for instance the shifting migration patterns of certain birds. If their usual food sources are no longer available at the times they expect, their breeding success plummet.
That's a great example. If, for instance, a key prey species, like a specific type of insect, can survive in a warmer climate, the predators that rely on it will struggle. And if they struggle, other species that depend on them will also suffer. We're talking about the collapse of food webs, which has massive implications for biodiversity.
It's overwhelming. I remember watching before the flood and seeing how rapidly changes in temperature are impacting the Arctic ecosystems. The walruses struggling to find ice, the polar bears losing their hunting grounds. It's happening everywhere, just in different ways, from coral bleaching in the tropics to wildfire in the temperate forests.
That film really hit home, didn't it? Leonardo DiCaprio's journey showed us that these changes aren't abstract, they're real, they're visceral, and they're happening now. If we didn't act, the consequences will be irreversible. We're not just talking about losing species, we're talking about losing ecosystems, services that are essential for human survival. So, Sarah, what can we do? It feels like such a massive problem, a global crisis.
It does, but we can't let that paralyze us. We need to shift from despair to action. If we focus on small action steps, those small steps will turn into big changes, creating a groundswell of positive impact.
Okay, break it down for us. What are some effective solutions and how do we translate them into real action so that people listening can implement these ideas?
First, we need to understand that every action matters, no matter how small. If you reduce your carbon footprint, you're contributing to slowing down the rate of warming. If we all make those changes, we can collectively make a huge difference. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness.
Give us some practical examples, things people can do today.
Sure, if you eat less meat, especially red meat, you're reducing the demand for industrial agriculture, which is a major contributor to greenhouse gases. If you choose to walk or bike instead of driving, or use public transportation, you're reducing emissions. If you support local business that are committed to sustainability, you're helping to create a market for eco-friendly practices. Look for business with B Corp certifications or other sustainable labels. If you invest in renewable energy for your home or even to switch to energy efficient light bulbs, you're making a real difference.
That makes sense. It's about changing our consumption habits, right? And advocating for system changes.
Exactly. And it's also about advocating for change at all levels. If you contact your local representatives and demand policies that support renewable energy and protect ecosystems, you're amplifying your impact. If we don't speak up, who will? If we don't hold corporations and governments accountable, they won't change. If you joined a climate march or signed a petition, you're adding your voice to a powerful movement.
I think a lot of people feel like their individual actions don't matter, but you're saying that's not true.
Absolutely not. If you inspire just one other person to make a change, that's a ripple effect. If they then inspire someone else, and so on, that's how movements start. We are interconnected, like the ecosystems we want to save. Every conversation, every action, every choice matters.
So let's say someone listening right now wants to get involved. Where do they start?
Educate yourself. Read articles, watch documentaries like Before the Flood, and follow organizations like the EPCC, the Sierra Club, and the World Wide Fund that are working on climate solutions. Then start making those small changes in your own life. And finally, get involved in your community. Join a local environmental group, volunteer for a cleanup, or start a conversation with your friends and family. Share what you learn. Organize a neighborhood meeting.
It's about building a community of action, isn't it?
Exactly. And if we don't do this together, we can create a future where ecological disturbances are minimized and ecosystems can thrive. If we don't act now, future generations will pay the price. We need to act with urgency, with determination, and with hope.
Powerful word, Sara. We need to remember that we're not just fighting for the planet, we're fighting for our own survival, for the survival of species.
Absolutely. And we have the power to make a difference. We just need to choose to use it, to harness our collective power to create a better world.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing your insights, your passion, and your call to action. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Remember, every action counts. Let's work together to protect our planet, for ourselves and for future generations.
Stay informed, stay active, and stay hopeful. Until next time, let's keep the Earth in focus.